Well, hey, Paul, first off, huge congratulations on, is it the six-figure club or the seven-figure club?
Nah, six figures. I was jealous. I'm like, 100,000. Like that. I mean, obviously we think that's good, especially in this crazy
It's great.
world.
It's great. It's
But
amazing.
yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
it probably, if you had a $250,000 club, we'll get there in not too much longer. And the thing is that most of it
Incredible.
was the pivot to from our printing business to we print on flatbeds, which basically means I print on anything from rock to doors to PDC and polystyrene and boy, you don't even think about that. I'll come back to that in a second. And foam core, and we could print on a door.
Wow.
But we print on acrylic, and because we print on acrylic, we finish acrylic, and because we finish acrylic, we had an aha moment when a coffee shop ordered 3 sheets of basically sneeze shields for him to put up,
Three
and
sheets of what?
sneeze shields, basically acrylic cut into sneeze guards. The things that are between you and the cashier
Yeah.
at the coffee shop or the bank or the supermarket or any of those places. And so then he ordered it. He was so happy he ordered it for his other 2 locations. And then people started walking into those locations and asking him where he got it. And we got a couple of jobs. And there was not a clear sort of vertical that this was happening in. I got law firms, I got medical offices, I got an ice cream store, I got I got an engineering office,
Wow.
and so when we realized who we could reach and how important it was going to be to have emails to reach people because everybody was home. we started hitting with a vengeance office managers, administrators, school administrators, township administrators, pretty much
Wow.
anybody who was going to be responsible for getting people back to work. And we nailed big time in 2 areas. One was the acrylics, and the other was the social distancing graphics. So we do floor graphics, and we do wall graphics, and we do mirror graphics for the bathroom to wash your hands, and graphics to close stalls. And we did we probably did 900 chair spacing banners for one of the hospital systems. We did not get that through our Seamless contacts, but that just pretty much anything to create distance and awareness for people going back. And the great news is, a couple of the first ones that we got as a result of our beginning to reach out to people were law firms who were going to the mat. They were buying stuff, but pretty much buying up everything to create a safe space. And we realized that they were just preparing for what to protect themselves against what they were going to do to the rest of us. And they were taking continuing legal education points. They were getting credits, I should say, for COVID-19 litigation while this is going on. So anybody I was talking to about preparing their offices, I could simply tell them, yeah, we were dealing with this law firm, and they went around the office and 29 pieces of acrylic, and they had gloves outside of every conference room, and they were putting shields in the conference rooms, and they had hand sanitizer everywhere and graphics everywhere. And then I would say what I just said to you, because they're preparing to protect themselves against what they have every intention of cashing in on when they do it to the rest of us. And so that helped a lot. But being able to reach people, especially in this environment, when having emails was critical. Being able to reach out to people and know we were going to get them was huge. And so we combination of reaching out personally, and also our existing list, and then building the list of blast emails, because we do use get response to push emails out to people. And the other thing that we did I don't know if you guys, I'd have to really analyze it to see if you guys were part of it, but you kind of understand this because I think this happened everywhere in the world, is that in addition to the world using up more acrylic in probably a week than we used in any given year in this environment, the same thing was going on with lawn signs. We had hero lawn signs, and all the kids were get lawn signs for their graduation because they got stiffed out of whatever school they were in.
Wow.
And so we were just doing boatloads of those. A good month for me would be 1,500 lawn signs. For at least probably 2.5 months, I had a backlog of at least 1,500 lawn signs in my production department. All the time, and they were quoting for the stakes. They were quoting 8 to 10 weeks to get the things to stick them in the ground because of how much that was booming. That calmed down a little bit, starting to wake up a little bit again now because of the election. But I don't know that again. That's kind of more of a random thing. I haven't figured out how to find out where candidates are using Seamless yet.
Nice.
But
oh yeah, and where did you, just because I want to hear about your story, and also we want to use this to inspire other people who just sign up for Seamless and start using it. So so how much, you said about 250,000 you'll do this year?
No, it'll be. I mean, yeah, probably would be this year. But I mean, when did we start with Seamless? I don't even remember. Was it March or April? So we're about 5 months in.
5 months in, and already.
Yeah, and so I'd say $250,000 in 6 months, probably.
Dude,
we're close to it.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's absolutely amazing. Huge congratulations. And the types of what was selling like, by the way, before Seamless versus after Seamless.
Well, we're in an unnatural stretch of time. So I will tell you that printing across the board on a national level is probably down during the shelter in place and the quarantines and all the rest of that stuff. Is probably down between 65 and 75%.
Oh my God.
So, we had to do something or survive. And one of the things we did is I bought a bunch of licenses, and I put 4 people on who the government was paying for on the PPP. I put them on 24-hour, not 24-hour, but I put them on 8-hour a day research.
Nice.
Just build the list of people for us to reach out to.
That's awesome.
And
that was so smart. And by the way, how did you hear about us? I forgot to ask that.
I think it was probably Facebook. I saw an ad somewhere. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So literally when COVID hits, you're like, I'm going to get 4 or 5 people on just selling and list building and prospecting.
Yeah, I actually had to take a couple off because the installs for the acrylics started to take over. So
the business got so hot, you're literally like, hey, slow it down.
No, we didn't want to slow it down. In fact, I really did say that the only thing that really kept us from doing $1 million was bandwidth, because
capacity to produce it all.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even the production as much, because we're bringing this. We're part of a consortium that is bringing the acrylic in. There's been a critical shortage of it, but we're bringing it in from China in container loads, and on time. So we're bringing $100,000 of plastic in at a time.
So you think if the acrylics was available, you would have been boom, 7-figure club in 6 months?
No, it wasn't. Again, it wasn't the acrylics. It was.
What was it?
It was having enough people to do enough research, to make enough calls, or to pre-qualify enough people.
If you had more people,
and then I would have needed more people to install. And I suspect under the circumstances, I could have found people to work because there are enough people who weren't working. But it was more the management of those things. Years ago, I actually I went to a seminar where the guy who was speaking was brought in by one of my partners in my consortium, and he was a sales trainer for he was a consultant. He was a consultant, but it was sales and marketing. And my partner who brought him in, his name was Paul. And the guy said the first thing we had to do was to convince Paul that Paul is not scalable. And so, like that was like the most profound note I ever got at one of these. Paul is not scalable. Well, Paul's not scalable. And so in the situation, if there was another one of me, if there was another one of each of my key people here, we could definitely have reached out to more people. And, you can actually tell the timing too, because I mean, corporate, we haven't even hit yet. This is going to continue because corporate is not opening until sometime next year. And so we're really not even selling any acrylic into those. It's services. It's salons was, a short period of time. Salons are open. Okay, now gyms just open. It was gyms. Schools, we did in the last 5 weeks, we did probably $100,000 in acrylics for schools.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is the number of schools that are out here. I did a handful of schools. That's like 5 or 6 schools.
How difficult was it? Like, I want to talk about the hero's journey, basically the pain before, the success results after. Like, what was the transformation before trying to sell without Seamless and then after trying to sell with Seamless? Just curious.
Well, I'm really looking forward to, and this is maybe a little evasive, but I'm going to circle back to answer the question for what we were really able to do. I'm really looking forward to what it's going to look like when the world gets back to whatever normal really looks like and people are actually in business, because my before was a normal world. This was kind of a rescue utility for an abnormal world.
Like a survive or die.
To sell stuff that we never really sold. So it was an integral part of the pivot. If now here's the sort of 2 pieces. It wouldn't have been necessary if business was normal and everything was the way that it was. But because it was necessary, it was something that we could sell like hotcakes. I'm hoping that there is at least some stretch of time where things begin to normalize, but people will start moving in or continue moving in. Because what I'm getting now is I'm getting annuities on some of the ones that I've done. They've gone in and they've gone in with some people, but they didn't buy everything because people weren't coming back. So okay, we got a new wave of people coming back. I've had a couple of companies order 5 times. Say, we got a new blank of people. You got to come in, and I'm walking through the place, and I'm seeing cubicles that are, like this high. They're like at your shoulder, but that's a cubicle.
Wow.
Well, we custom fabricate basically bridges, yokes to sit on the top of those with interlocking connectors into the bottom of the shields, and so they just snap on without going on permanently, and they can be taken off someday if they need to be. But we pop those things on, and I'm walking around corporate spaces where they have those kinds of things all over the place. And when they go back, some of them might not, because they'll think, well, masks will be enough. But there are three types of people out there. There's the green lighters. There's the don't understand why we have masks and this is a scam and it's the government and all that kind of stuff. You have the red lights who are afraid. I mean, just deathly afraid, and maybe they have underlying conditions, or maybe they have somebody in the family who is, so they're protected, or maybe it's just irrational, because some of it is. And then you have the people in the middle who maybe were red lighters, but they're kind of getting into the middle, and so you have those different categories, and we see it. I've walked through. The one thing that this has done for me from a timing standpoint in this period of time is it got me into places that I never have been before. Some of them I didn't even know existed. And I was walking through the facilities with the director of operations, or I'm walking through the facility with the president. And I actually, I'll tell you who I did social distance, and that was not through you guys. It was not part of, was it? Kind of no, it really wasn't. I ended up doing VaynerMedia in the city. So we did Gary Vee's office.
Was it us? Was it with us? Because we're a customer.
Are they really? Yeah, I didn't know that. Actually, I'll be on the phone with a couple of the guys tomorrow. So we'll talk to them about that. But so I was director of office operations. We did the acrylics and the social distancing graphics for New York City and Long Island City, and we did the distancing graphics for Los Angeles as well. That was during the same campaigning, but we're in with. I actually I actually pushed out an email blast, and one of the guys who was a friend of mine who used to be at Saatchi & Saatchi is the president of one of the divisions over there, and he came in here and got a sign for his daughter's graduation from Penn State. And he saw the acrylic, and he said, we've been talking about that. I push my one of my email blasts out to LinkedIn, and I see a tag. He tags the director of office operations, Vayner, and says, "This is what we were talking about. You need to call this guy." And I'm like, "What just happened?"
Wow. Well, then there's an indirect one, because with the
but I've had several.
Yeah.
Where exactly the same thing has happened. Like with
the list from Seamless
with you guys. Yeah.
That's
literally. One of them was I got 5 offices in 4 states for an engineering company.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And when you say I got 5 offices in 4 states, so they're doing all their signage with you printing?
No. They did all acrylics so they could open the offices. So there were 2 offices in New Jersey, 1 in Pennsylvania, 1 in Connecticut, and 1 in Massachusetts. Yeah, Massachusetts we just shipped there, but the rest of them we did the installs for.
Wow. Well, hey, Paul, I know we're getting tight on time, so I first want to just say to you and everyone at Trukmanns, congratulations and welcome to the 6-Figure Presidents Club. We're thrilled to get this thing printed, shipped out to you, customized, you name it. And my first question is, where are you going to hang this thing?
I don't know. I got wall space here. Probably. I don't know if I'll do it in the office or up front. I'll talk to the team.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Well,
maybe it'd be like the Stanley Cup and everybody was involved and carried around.
I love that. Yeah. Let's do that. And on behalf of yours, we launched this company to help you connect opportunity and maximize your potential. You're a pivotal milestone to achieving that. Mm-hmm. And we're thrilled. 0 to 250K in 6 months or less is amazing, insane. So huge congratulations to you here. And then 2 more questions. When are we going to see you in the next 7-Figure Club?
Yeah,
you said you could have gotten there. If what didn't happen? If I
had bandwidth.
If you had capacity.
Yeah, if I had more personal capacity, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, and it's interesting because as you were talking, I was thinking Russell Brunson. How do I get to be 2 Comma Club, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last question for people tuning in. What advice do you have for anyone new to Seamless, for anyone that's an expert that's been using Seamless, that's dying to win the 6-Figure Club Award or the 7-Figure Club Award? What's your top piece of advice for them?
Well, first thing I would say is, if you're on if you're on the fence about it, it does what these guys say it does. It's gotten us more information, good information about people that we've always wanted to know, but didn't know how. And if you're on the bubble now, and most of the world is still shut in, I don't know that there's a period of time when your information is more valuable because of the availability of and the qualification of the methodology used to qualify emails is really pretty accurate. The majority, I mean, obviously there's some cases when you see it in the software where it will tell you, what the likelihood of certain email, because it's kind of it's an intelligent guess. It's doing some intelligent guesswork in some cases, but most of the time, we're finding that those emails are accurate, and we're able to reach out to people. And it's the way you need that information to reach out to people now, to find people now. If you want to sell now and people are at home, it's that and cell phones, which, by the way, you have some of that information too. So.
Yep. Yeah, everyone's remote. You need their contact info.
Yep. And that's going to be going on for, what we hear, at least here in the Northeast, is
what do you
we hear, most people are not talking about coming back before March or the end of March of next year. And I'm talking not services, because law firms, they're some of them are out, some are in, but they're in. they're in. A lot of them have been working, especially certain disciplines have been working throughout.
Mm.
Advertising is a little bit behind because they're so tied to the promotional side of corporate. So a lot of them are still working at home. But engineering services, construction services, a lot of the services are at work, but a lot of the businesses are still working from home. And
Awesome.
and so that provides, I think, an enhanced value for this application beyond what it would be under normal circumstances. And under normal circumstances, it is one of the most valuable things I've ever seen. And I'm in my 50th year here.
Hey, thank you so much, Paul. We're thrilled to help you and everyone at Trukmanns maximize your potential. And we just want to say on behalf of the team, again, congratulations. Welcome to the 7-Figure Club. We can't wait to get this shipped out to you and the team. Huge congrats. Please share it with everyone. Also, when you get it, we call it the unboxing ceremony. Make sure you take a video opening it up with the team and shoot that to us. I'd like to share that with our team internally. And then we'll also get you invited to the exclusive mastermind where you can strategize with other President's Club winners and just talk strategy to level up what everyone's doing. So I can't wait to get you into the next, get this out to you first, get you to the 7-Figure Club and then the 8-Figure Club, and we'll just blow this thing up.
Yeah. Great. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Paul. Cheers.
Thanks for everything you do. All right. Bye-bye.